Good evening, internets, and what an evening it is. Oh my gosh, has this been one of the longest weeks of my life? It sure feels that way. But I still got to come down here and do a Bookward Bound, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And that's all about the creation of a brand new book by January 1st of 2021. I started this, let's just call it Crazy Quest, on Friday, March 5th of 2020. And the idea was that I would come down after work or whatever I was doing all day to actually work on the book in the evening after dinner, spending time with my family, stuff like that. And that was 245 days ago. Yeah, this is episode 245 of Bookward Bound. What was I thinking? That's what I'm asking myself on a night like tonight, where I'm just frankly a little bit tired because this, of course, is the week or the, year. It feels like a year of the election of a brand new president, along with a whole bunch of other politicians here in the United States of America. And I am a bit of a political junkie, so I've been mainlining this stuff like a crazy man. And frankly, I'm a little tired. I'm exhausted. And I think just like most of the world is with the shenanigans that we have, forced upon the world. Well, it looks like that's all going to change now. And that's good. But it doesn't leave me with enough or with a whole lot of energy to work on stuff tonight. So I'm coming down here to keep my video streak alive. But I don't know how much I'm going to get done. But let's find out by going over to Scrivener, the application that I am actually using to write this book. And you can see it right here. This is a section I'm working on about the woman there in the photo. Her name's Kate Toon. And she's a SEO, copywriting, digital marketing, just really cool person living in Sydney, Australia. And I've had her on the podcast a bunch of times. And every time I talk with her on the podcast, we end up spending a lot more time than my 20 to 25 minute podcast allots. And so those podcast episodes end up being around half an hour each. And I wish they could be longer. But anyway, what am I writing about her? The idea that she's planted her flag in one place and now she's pivoting in a bunch of different directions. But the point upon which she's pivoting is her personal brand. And that's one of the points I want to really make here. You went rogue in Sydney, Australia. But things after a hassle of years on that pretty specific niche, she's looking outward for other opportunities without changing the point on which is pivoting. Okay. Without changing the point. Brand. La 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 la. she's not, can't say outward because she's looking for other opportunities. In the digital. Kidding. Okay, I'm just tired. Changing the point. Does she talk about her personal brand just developing? Kate's personal brand is 100% organic. I think there's a good quote, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to pull up the script. Now, you might remember that the script, come on, baby, right here. Transcription activity. No, not Don Stanley. Personal brand, Kate Toon, mentality being. Talks about creating a personal someplace. Gang, what should I do next? That's put in there. Blah, 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 blah. product names all in. Yeah, this is good. I think I have to probably make some corrections to the text.
I think, look, I've always wondered about that because people talk about businesses, you know, like how are you going to exit your business? How are you going to sell your business? And it was very freeing for me. I had a guest on my podcast, a lady called Tina Tower, and she said, you know, I'm not building a business. Called Tina Tower, and she said, you know, I'm not building a business to sell. I'm building a business to make as much money as I'm able to make comfortably for the period that I'm running my business. And then when it ends, it ends. And I did have somebody actually approach me. I'm building a business to make as much money as I'm able to make comfortably for the period that I'm running my business. And then when it ends, it ends. And I did have somebody actually approach me to buy part me to buy part of the recipe for SEO success. And I feel like to some degree I could edge out of that. You know, I could bring more experts, into the course. I could, you know, maybe get every second episode of the podcast hosted by somebody else. But do I want to do that? I'm not sure I want this to sacrifice my brand equity and who I am and what I built just for a bit of money to get someone else in, because it wouldn't be the same. So I don't necessarily want to do that. So I don't think they could exist without me. And although the brands are different, there is a consistency. All my icons have goggly eyes because I've got goggly eyes. They're all named silly things because that's really useful from an SEO point of view. So, you know, I launched a mini SEO course, and I didn't call it like the SEO bootcamp. Mini SEO course. I called it SEO nibbles, which I often mispronounce as nipples, but it means that when someone Googles SEO nibbles, they're not going to find 16 other people's courses. You know, you've got to be a bit quirky and odd. But yeah, sorry, I always waffle on. In answer to your question, DP, by the way, that segue was very smooth. DP, by the way, that segue was very smooth. No, I don't think they could exist without me, and I've finally come to terms with being happy about that. When I decide to switch it all off, I'm just going to switch it all off.
All right, so that's good. I'll get my leading question to that, I think. All right, I'm getting tired. I'm tired from watching the same damn news over and over again, waiting for something to happen. And it is painful. So I'm going to grab this, plug it down here. Know that I need to come in here and clean this stuff up. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, because trying to come up with something pithy and quote worthy right now, it's gonna be a little difficult because, as I said, I'm wiped out. So I'm tapping out for tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow night. But that's okay, because I still have some time to get this book written. In fact, I've got 56 days left to go before December 31st of 2020. I got to have the book done by then, because the very next day I'm uploading it to Kindle's direct publishing platform, where it will be self-published under the name Nonfiction Brand. Discover, craft, and communicate the completely true, completely you brand you already are. That's the cover, well, as it stands right now, although Kate did challenge me, Kate Toon, who I was just writing about, did challenge me to consider maybe doing a different cover design as well, and I might do that. Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, as I say, I'm zonked, I'm tired, I'm done, and I want to be done. So I'm going to be done for tonight. But I will be back here tomorrow night, because tomorrow night will be episode 246 of this crazy journey. So thank you for making me come down here and work on this, because I actually did add to the book. I did work on the book a little bit tonight, even though I want to go to sleep right now. But because I made a promise to you and to myself, I actually fulfilled that promise by coming down here and working on it. So that's cool. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast and the Nonfiction Brand book that I'm writing. And I will see you tomorrow night. But until then, theme music, take us on out.